what was with the crowd tonight? They were absolutely dead, and Vince McMahon pointed this out himself, calling the crowd lousy right up in their face as he was out on the stage. I don't know if this crowd was on volume or something, because they simply wasn't all there. Very lame crowd tonight, a very big disappointment, and you could really tell that they didn't get most of Dennis Miller's jokes, and they weren't really into a lot of the things throughout the night. That's a sad thing. However, it was still a pretty good Raw. It's a 3-hour special with a special theme to it, and you have to buy that. They started off with the Tag Team of the Year, and that was of course the Jerry Show. There was really no discussion for me. DX is indeed the Tag Team Champions, but Jerry Show has really stood out through the last 6 months, and they have been a very dominant tag team. They have been very good unified tag team champions, and they have helped build up that very tag team division. Legacy, they have stood out, but they have been around for pretty long now, and I can't see that 2009 was that standout moment of the year for them. They pretty much, yeah, they grow a lot, wrestling with D-Generation X beating them at breaking points, but still, their breakout moment is still to come. We can move on. We had the breakout wrestler of the year. And speaking of breakouts, we already had Legacy. Their breakout will come in the future. The breakout, however, of course, determined on what happened at TLC was Sheamus, who came out, cut a short speech on people, not expecting him to see him there with the title, but he said, "I told you so." However, a guy I missed, I questioned Joshi Tatsu, Abraham Washington. Maybe Washington has actually grown into a big name, but one of those guys should have left a spot open for Kofi Kingston, whom I really believe deserved a spot among these nominees to the Breakout Star of 2009. From there we moved on to the match of the year, I believe it was, and that was, of course, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. There was really no discussion, no debate on what match was going to win. Among the nominees as well, I really missed the Rey Mysterio versus John Morrison match for the Intercontinental Championship on Friday Night SmackDown back in September. This was a about 20-minute match that was really awesome. If you haven't get the chance to catch the match, you should go back and watch it. It was an absolutely astonishing match where both wrestlers gave it their all and decided simply pre-match to steal the show, and they did just that. And this was also a big time feel to it. Morrison celebrating his first ever singles title on either Raw or SmackDown. Moving on, we had Vince McMahon coming out now, and this was where he told the crowd that they were lousy, and I am ready to say that he was right. He presented the special guest host of the year on Raw. This has been going on over some 6 months almost, and the winner here was Bob Barker. There have been some very good special guest hosts. There have been some not so very good special guest hosts. Bob Barker was definitely among one of those very good that really caught us by surprise. People were kind of skeptical with going into the Raw with him as a special guest host, but he really got the job done and pulled it off big time. Among the nominees were not a guy like Jesse Ventura, whom I believe perhaps was the best special guest host so far, but I believe this award was also presented to someone being a special guest host without a wrestling background. And with that in mind, Bob Barker was an excellent choice for that. Going on for the extreme moment of the year, Jeff Hardy, well deserved for the Swanton Bomb of the ladder at SummerSlam. A very good move, very good extreme moment of the year to hand out the Slammy for. Accepting for him was Matt Hardy. Presenting him was Carlito, Chris Masters and Eve. And Carlito attacking Matt Hardy only to be beat down by Chris Masters and Matt Hardy, I believe, was a way to keep Carlito as a heel. And I was a little afraid when he came out starting to joke around and fool around along with Chris Masters doing this peck dance that he was gonna go face, because I don't think he should be face, he should be heel. And I simply think this was a way to pronounce or proclaim that he isn't gonna be a heel, because that was what his actions said tonight. And with the promo 2 weeks ago directed to John Cena, they simply need to keep him heel. This was a way to refer to that. Then we had the oh my moment of the year, of course, won by Michael Cole, who is perhaps the one instituting the prize, more or less, instituting the award with his phrase, "Oh my." He claimed that this was the year of the oh my's and the year of the vintages, and, well, said that the times of Jim Ross and slobber knockers were gone. Jim Ross might very well be gone from WWE as an announcer. His health state isn't very good, and there are speculations whether he will come back at all. We hope so, and we take the time to also send our condolences. He's not dead, but he's sick. Get well wishes to him, and hope he will get back in WWE at some capacity at some time. Speaking of guest host, by the way, interesting that when asked about he wanted to see as a special guest host by Vince McMahon, Dennis Miller did not say Stone Cold Steve Austin, as many of us believed he would say, because they were in Texas. There were some chance for Stone Cold or Austin, I believe, if I did not hear completely wrong. But he suggested Bret the Hitman Hart, and that would be the guest host of the H's, and perhaps the shocker of 2010 if he does that. I would love to see that. I was a big Bret Hart fan back in the day. Simply a sidetrack there. Very interesting, however. And this was one of the few things that the crowd really, well, not really reacted to, but somewhat raised their eyebrows on, because this was a very lame crowd tonight. Surprisingly lame. Other awards tonight, the WWE Diva of the Year. I don't really like this award. First, simply because they call it the Diva Award of the Year, meaning that they do not consider the divas as wrestlers, or, well, they might do, but they did not focus on that for the award. They simply focused on the diva, which doesn't mean that the diva with the most wrestling skills or athletical talent wins. Especially not, the second thing I didn't like was that the fans get to choose. But because if the fans get to choose, the odds are that they will further diminish the wrestling perspective of the divas division for allowing the fans to vote, which will practically mean that the sexiest diva will win. The most popular diva will win. Not the greatest wrestler, not the best athlete, and Maria won, all respect to that. Batista, however, came in, cut a short, interesting promo, and I really like his heel turn. He's coming to his own right. I said it before. He's doing very well as a heel. Very, very well. Better than I could ever expect. Better than I ever remember him being as a heel back in the day. He said that he should be the world champion, and if there was a Slammy Award for the screw job of the year, he was the winner without any competition to it. So be that as it may, we had of course the Superstar of the Year, the award for that, and they arranged this as a tournament. Undertaker faced Randy Orton, John Cena faced CM Punk. The winners of those matches wrestled off and faced each other in the finals. Cena defeated Punk. Randy Orton won via countout after distraction from Legacy over The Undertaker, despite the fact that he committed obstruction to The Undertaker for simply preventing him from getting back in the ring. And to my knowledge, if you obstruct a wrestler from getting back in the ring, the count should start all over. However, be that as it may, he still won via countout, and was a good way to simply get Orton to the finals, where he wrestled Cena. Cena won. And Cena, I had this theory when Cena lost at TLC that he might not require his rematch clause and his rematch that he has the right to have against Sheamus for the WWE Championship. He might be like that because he didn't talk about it. He talked about his way going back to WrestleMania, his road to WrestleMania starting tonight, and he would not rest and he would not lose until he had gotten back the WWE Championship. So simply, he will be on a winning streak if we have to believe Cena's word, and he wasn't tonight, and he therefore became the Superstar of the Year. You can debate whether this is the right thing to have a tournament to crown the Superstar of the Year, because I don't believe that one night of possible setbacks, one night of possible setbacks should actually be compared to 1 year with a great success to it. Simply don't know. And if we also show for the shocker of the year, CM Punk retiring Jeff Hardy, very good choice. That was one of the moments of the year where time stood still. Jeff Hardy was about to leave. You knew he was about to leave with all likeliness, but still it was a moment where time stood still. Fans cried. It was really emotional, and it was one of those moments you will remember if you were there and if you watched that, especially as a kid and especially as a big Jeff Hardy fan. So overall, biggest solid night. It was filled with stuff, contained a lot of matches. We also saw Legacy defeat Evan Bourne once again, third time in a tag team match. However, this time, as the previous two times, not with Primo, but with now I simply lost whom he teamed up with, Kofi Kingston. And I think it's good Legacy won, because this proves that established tag teams are superior to temporary tandems being put together just for the night. That was all for now. Be sure to check out my new weekly installment, the first edition of the Kill or Keep, being uploaded here in my channel. This is a weekly installment where I will debate and discuss different topics each and every week, different subjects on whether you should kill or keep it. This week's subject is the ECW brand, so check it out, share your thoughts on whether WWE should have the ECW brand kept around or simply killed off. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.